Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, the story that came into my vision this morning was Trump's tweet last night or yesterday about proposed tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada. 25% tariff on Mexico and Canada and a 10% tariff on China. I'm pretty sure, I believe that's what he tweeted yesterday. And this has to do with immigration, people coming into the country legally through those countries or from those countries, and the importation of drugs. Now, he thinks that these tariffs are going to stop. It's going to be the solution. The first thing that came to my mind is this is a person who has no concept of how drugs work, how the illegal drug trade works. It's like in his mind, it's like if you want to stop tomatoes coming into this country, you're going to put a tariff on them. See, that's not how drugs work. I'm going to let you guys do your own research on this, but just try to use common sense here. All right, let's start from the very beginning. What's a tariff? A tariff is a tax on consumer goods coming into this country from China, Mexico, and Canada. Okay, 25% tax on. So let's just talk about Mexico and Canada right now. So the stuff coming in from Mexico and Canada that we buy are going to cost 25% more. Okay, you're going to put a 25. It's going to come down to us. Let's face it. The consumers are going to be the one paying this price. You know, nobody else is going to pay it. We are going to be we're the bottom feeders. We are going to be the ones paying this. The stuff coming into these countries are construction goods, automobiles. A huge amount of our fresh vegetables come from Mexico. Medical instruments come from Central America. Google this stuff and look at yourself. What the most stuff that America buys from Canada and Mexico. Well, guess what? It's going to be a hell of a lot more expensive when Trump takes office. Now, he thinks that this is going to magically dry up illegal immigrants. Let's put illegal immigrants off to the side because I'm quite well versed in the world of illegal drugs. I was a hardcore drug addict using heroin, crack cocaine, pills, anything, you name it, every day. I was using 10 bags of heroin every day just to get straight. And then I would smoke crack for the rest of the day and heroin. So I've been clean and sober since October 23rd of 2006. And I dabbled in dealing too. So I have an idea how this stuff works. Now, most of the stuff that comes into this country comes in on boats and comes in through the regular vehicle, the highways, through the regular channels with American people driving the vehicles. Mostly they pick American people, unsuspecting, people that don't look suspicious. Usually Americans to drive vehicles back and forth across Mexico and Canada to bring these things into the United States. That's how the majority of this stuff, and the mail is a big, just Google this stuff. If you have access to the black web, look on there. This stuff doesn't just come over, through little holes in a fence. That's not how this works. And none of this is going to affect the drugs coming into this country. I can imagine users right now and dealers and importers looking at this and then just laughing. How is this going to change anything? And then I go on X on Twitter, and it's turned into MAGA land. X has now turned into a whole MAGA fest because there's just tweet after tweet after tweet of Trump supporters saying, "Oh yeah, Trump's the man. Watch how fast these caravans turn around. Watch how fast this fentanyl dries up." And none of this is going to affect any of that. All it's going to do is going to make us pay a hell of a lot more. How is that? How is charging more money? Okay, so Trump charges more money for the stuff coming into this country. Like I said, it's going to come down to us. Nobody else is going to pay that. Now, the governments of Mexico and Canada, how is this going to hurt them? It's not going to hurt them. It's going to hurt us. And then when retaliatory tariffs are put on these goods, it's going to hurt the people of Mexico and Canada. But first and foremost, it's going to hurt us, the American consumer. The things that are coming to this country are going to cost 25% more. We are going to pay that. How is that going to? I've said this before. When an addict wants to get high, I was an addict for over 2 decades, a hardcore addict. And when they want to get high, they're going to get high. They're going to either use their drug of choice or they're going to use their second drug of choice, and then they're going to try to use something similar to it. Even if fentanyl dried up tomorrow, that's not going to stop the problem, because then either something else will take its place or something else will be manufactured here. As long as there is a drug problem, as long as there's the problem of addiction and drug use, addicts and the people that supply addicts are going to supply this product. It's not going to dry this up at all. It's just, all this is, I can't believe the Trump supporters on X all just cheering this on. Like it's some magic, anything that Trump suggests is a magical remedy. Like I said, to me, it's somebody that has no concept of how drugs work, how drugs are moved across the world and the country, and how just the basic mindset of a drug user. He has no concept of that. It's like he's talking about tomatoes or car parts, and that's not how this stuff moves. It's not how this stuff comes into the country. It's not going to affect this whatsoever. The only way this is going to affect it is by Americans having so little discretionary money left to buy drugs. We're going to be so freaking poor that we're not going to be able to buy drugs, and that's never even stopped drug users before, because then they just start robbing and stealing, like I did for 20 years. So there'll just be more crime. Think about it. Google it yourself. Trump's tariffs is a terrible, bad idea that's just going to make the American people suffer, and it's not going to stop drugs coming to this country one little bit. That's my opinion as an ex-drug user in the drug world that I used to be in. Have a good Tuesday.